Hey, Divine Ones, it's LATOYA, your life coach and your motivational speaker. And on this episode, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to y'all for the background noise. I'm actually in my car right now and I'm driving from Georgia back to Alabama, driving back home. And a message came into my spirit. Holy Spirit dropped a message into my spirit for my queens. And so I just wanted to come on and record my thoughts and publish a podcast episode. Kind of kill two birds with one stone. Is that how they say it? That's what I'm trying to do while I'm on this road. So here we go. To my queens, this is what the Holy Spirit was just telling me. God said you never adjust your boundaries. Queens never adjust their boundaries. Let me tell you something. Your boundaries are something. It's rules, it's regulations that you follow, that you go by, and you set your own boundaries. Nobody else sets your boundaries, but you set boundaries in your life to give your life some order, to establish some things. And I want to tell you something about the God that we serve. The God that we serve has boundaries. He sets boundaries because the Lord is a God that understands that there must be some order. If you don't have order, then things are just going to be running all over the place. People are going to be running all over the place, running all over you, running all over everything in your life. So that's why you have to set boundaries. And this is male or female. You got to set boundaries because if not, you're going to have a mess on your hands. Ain't going to be no order. And that's the world that we live in. There must be boundaries in order to keep order. So in your life, if that works in the universe, in the world systems, God is that way. Why do you feel as a lady, as a woman, as a queen, that you can be out here in the dating world or just be out here, period, and you don't have boundaries? And that's what the Holy Spirit was telling me. Like, do you not know if you don't have boundaries, that men will just run all over you? They'll do whatever they feel like they want to do to you when they want to do it. They'll tell you lies. They'll break promises, break their word. They'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll steal, they'll do all kinds of things to you because you don't have boundaries. Because and let me tell you something about your boundaries. They must be established in the beginning. In the beginning, it's very hard to come back from not having any boundaries to setting boundaries, and that person is used to running all over you, and then now you want to set boundaries. Now, I will say that it's never too late to set your boundaries, but you got to keep in mind that when you wait till later to set your boundaries, that may require you having to remove some people from your life, having to remove that man from your life, because you done trained him. He's been trained to believe that he can run all over you and he can do whatever he wants to you. He can come in anytime he get ready. He can stay out till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You ain't going to say nothing. And then now all of a sudden you saying that ain't going to fly in your house. He going to be looking at you like you crazy. He going to keep doing what he's accustomed to doing. And so it'll eventually lead to you having to break up or divorce. Well, y'all shouldn't be living together if you're not married. So it'll eventually lead to you having to divorce him, because you just can't tolerate the disrespect anymore. So to save yourself a whole lot of trouble, understand that queens have boundaries. They always have boundaries. And especially if you are a single queen, you got to have boundaries. You can't be out here all willy-nilly in dating and not have boundaries set. And don't just say that you have these things in your mind, like you know in your mind how far you're going to let a man get with you. You need to have this stuff written down. You need to have it written down, and you need to go over it as much as you possibly can. This needs to be sketched on the tablet of your heart. It needs to be on your heart. It needs to be in your notebook, in your journal. It needs to be in a physical copy somewhere where you can see it. And you need to study these boundaries, and you need to have them always at the forefront of your mind. Because if you just say, well, I got it in my mind, and you don't have it written down, that's going to make it so much easier for the enemy to send a man to come and sweet talk you right out of your boundaries. See, you got to understand what you up against. You up against an enemy that knows his way. He knows his way around the earth realm. He knows how to speak. He knows how to manipulate you. He's the master manipulator. He been doing it for over 2,000 years. That's why we in the mess that we in now. That's why we in sin now. Because he's a master manipulator. He possessed the serpent and caused the serpent to go and speak to Eve. And because the devil had a way with words, that woman ate the apple and brought us into sin. Brought us into sin. God had told them, if they eat from that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will surely die. God told them that. But what did the enemy do? He came along with his sweet talking. Master manipulator of his words. And I want to tell y'all that same spirit is working in people today. Not only men, but women too. But that same spirit. And it reminds me of the Jezebel spirit. Because the Jezebel spirit is not only in women, but it's also in men. And a lot of queens are being manipulated. Oh my God. A lot of queens are being manipulated by men that are carrying this Jezebel spirit. These manipulative men that have a way with words. They have a sweet talking way of how they talk to a woman and how they sweet talk her and get her into letting her standards down and letting her boundaries down. Well, not your standard. Well, yeah, your boundaries and your standards. Because your preferences, that's a whole nother ball game. Preferences, you can come down off of your preferences. But your standards and your boundaries, you never come down off of them. You never being on that. I don't care what he says. Queens never adjust their boundaries. And so you have to understand, write this stuff down. Get it in your heart. Repetition is the mother of skill. Write it down. Read it. Go over it every day. If you don't remember to look over it every day, look over it every other day. Get it in, look over it over and over until you get it in your spirit, until you know it so well. Until you know it so well that when somebody try to come for you on that and they try to get you to bend on your boundaries, you like, nope, nope, nope. And you're not being disrespectful about it. You're not being mean or, negative or screaming or yelling, but you just, you're using you're speaking through your femininity and you're just using your power as a woman. You don't have to be masculine, but you just let him know, no, that's not me. That's not what I do. And you don't have to just list out your boundaries to a man when on the first date or on any date. You don't have to list out your boundaries. You just be ready to check him when he come for you on that. If one of your boundaries is you don't answer your phone after 10 p.m. in the dating phase, you don't answer your phone after 10 p.m. or you don't answer your phone while you're working or while you're servicing your clients. That's one of your boundaries. And he tries to call you and then he gets upset about you not answering your phone, and you were servicing one of your clients, or that was after the time that you said you will not entertain male callers. Then not in a mean or evil or negative or yelling or hollering way, you say to him, you don't say it in that way, but you just, express to him in a very calm voice that, hey, I don't talk on my phone after 10 p.m. I have to get my sleep for the next day to make sure I'm refreshed and that I'm servicing my clients, from a fresh, rested spirit. And I'm not tired and groggy the next morning. So, I don't answer my phone after 10 p.m. Or, hey, when you call me, I was on a coaching session. I was servicing a client. I was, sending emails or whatever it was that you was doing. And you just tell him, when I'm doing work for my business, when I'm active in my business, I do not answer my phone. I put my phone to the side. My phone is not even there for me to answer personal calls. I do not take personal calls while I'm in business mode, while I'm servicing clients. And it's just that simple. And now he knows that that's one of your boundaries. Now he knows that he can't come for you on that. Now he knows that you ain't the type of woman that's going to throw everything that you got going on to the side just because he called you. Now he knows that. So you don't have to tell him, look, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't say this, I don't say that. Don't call me after 10 p.m. Don't call me and I'm servicing my clients. Don't do this, don't do that. You see what I'm saying? It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. It's your delivery. It's your delivery. So queens have great delivery. It's not what they say, but they realize that it's how they say it. And he can't do nothing but respect you, because he gonna be like, wow, okay, she about business. I can't just, just call her with this last minute stuff, and I ain't playing nothing, because she got a schedule she got to keep. She about business. She ain't gonna be in on what she got to do for me. You know what I'm saying? His ego might be hurt a little bit, but at the end of the day, he can't do nothing but respect that. Because you're a queen, and queens do not adjust their boundaries. I don't care who it is. They need to respect your boundaries, because I'm going to tell y'all something that I learned. You try to bend on your boundaries. You meet a man, and you really feeling this man, and you really like him, and so you start bending on your boundaries for him. You start coming down off of your boundaries for him. You know that you're doing it because you really, really like him. And you know that you normally wouldn't do that for anybody, but you're doing it for him because you really, really like him. And you really, really feeling him. But to him, you know what it's going to look like? Oh, she do this for everybody. She do this for everybody. Then he going to start thinking that while you working, while you servicing clients, that when you're not on the phone with him, that you on the phone with another man. Because he remember that when he was dating you, that he could call you whenever he wanted to, and you were going to answer the phone for him. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not going to work out for you by bending your boundaries, by coming down by adjusting your boundaries. Because you got to be very careful about what you do in the beginning stages of you dating someone, and in the beginning stages of you being in a relationship with somebody, because you are teaching them how to treat you. You are teaching them, you're telling them what kind of person you are. See, we think it's about what we physically say. It's not about what we physically say. Because one thing that I've noticed and I've learned about men don't care about what you say. Men know how to look at what you do. It's women that be looking at what a man say and not looking at what he does. But men, he look all past what you said. He ain't even worry about what you said. Oh, I normally don't do this. I do this because I really like you. I'm really feeling you as a guy that I'm dating, so I normally don't bend on my boundaries, but for you, I'll do it because I really, really like you. He heard you say that, but to that man, he's saying, she do this for everybody. She do this for everybody. She out here all willy-nilly. She don't even hardly know me. And she canceling her appointments. She canceling her clients. All I got to do is call her, and she gonna drop everything she got going on for me. She staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning to talk to me on the phone. I just get whatever I want to from this woman. And he gonna assume that every other man can do that too. So you see what I'm saying? You never adjust your boundaries. Even if it's a man that you really, really like and you really, really feeling. Even if you feel like God done told you this man is your husband. If the Lord has revealed it to your spirit that this man is your husband, you still don't adjust your boundaries. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Obama and he newly single and he looking for somebody. You do not adjust your boundaries for nobody. You set them and you leave them alone, because your husband is going to appreciate that. He's going to appreciate the fact that you have boundaries. And even though his ego may be hurt in the beginning, he can't do nothing but respect that, because he going to say, wow, every other woman I've been with sit on the phone with me till 2 o'clock in the morning. But this lady, if I call her after 10 o'clock, she don't answer her phone. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Anybody else, I've been able to just pop up at her job and she'll leave her job and come and spend the whole weekend with me. Or I could call her no matter what time of the day I call her. She'll block out her whole schedule. She'll leave her client. She'll shut her shop down and everything. Come be with me. But this woman right here, she ain't having that. Oh, I got a plan when I want something with her. I gotta be conscious of the time when I'm with her. I gotta be on my toes when I'm with her. You see what I'm saying? So when you keep your boundaries, it always works out for you. It always works out for you. And any man that runs when he sees that you have boundaries, it's because he ain't for you, baby. He ain't for you. And he don't qualify anyway. He don't qualify anyway, because the real man gonna want you to have boundaries, because he need to know. I'm telling you, when he see that you have boundaries and he see that you really, really like him, but you still not coming down off your boundaries, that let that man know I could trust her. I could trust her. I could be on the other side of the world, but I could trust this woman. I know her because I know what type of person she is. And I know that she has boundaries. She ain't finna just let a man just have his way with her and just be all willy-nilly with her. I know that because that's the way she was with me. You see what I'm saying? Then that make that man feel like he got something. He feel like he got a prize now. He feel like he got a trophy now. He's standing up there at the altar waiting on you to walk down the aisle, and he got a proud smile on his face because he know he got a queen walking down that aisle. You see what I'm saying? So when you have boundaries, that's what the Holy Spirit was revealing to me. When you have boundaries, it just works out so much better for you. So much better. So understand that queens never adjust their boundaries, no matter who it is. They set them in stone, and that's the way they will forever be. So I'm going to check out, y'all. I love y'all so much. Don't forget to go to the website, IamLatoyaOkia.com. And remember what I always tell you, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. With God, all things are possible. I love y'all so much. Y'all be blessed.